After a week off, the UNH Wildcats will head to New York this weekend, where they'll hopefully take home a victory against Stony Brook University. The team prepared for this weekend's game in the bye week by making sure that everything is going in the right direction and that offense is securing the football. Coach Mack and two of his players talk about how important defense is in this weekend's game in order to create more opportunities for offense.
Before you go into the bye week, you take a plan. What's your plan? Where are you during the season? Like last year, I think we were late in the season. We want to just make sure everybody gets to the next game. Here in the middle of the season, we wanted to make sure that we were going in the right direction. So where are the areas that we felt we had to improve and going to work on that? They're as good a football team as we've played, if not the best football team we've played. And it always starts, in my mind, on their defensive side of the ball. But the thing that has impressed me the most is how offensively they have become a good football team, a very productive football team, and utilizing some of the strengths of their other team. First of all, they're going to run the football, and they're going to run it with Stacey Bedell and Leontine is number 33. Has played very, very effective and very productive when he's touched the ball, when he's gone in the game. Reminds me a lot of Chris Settian, from a couple of years ago. A very tough, physical, strong runner who has good athletic things. They also have Jordan Gowans and Sherman Alston, two guys that played at BC. They got 4 people at that skill position, running back. The next thing that I've noticed from them, again, is the play of their quarterback. What jumps out at me, I think Joe Carbone is playing as good a football as he's played in his 3.5 years as a starter at Stony Brook. He's being very efficient with the throws, he's being very disciplined with the ball, has not turned it over, and he's giving them great shots to get the ball in open spaces.
Yeah, really solid on both sides of the ball, mainly defensively. They have a lot of really good D tackles, and their secondary really flies around, and their linebackers really fly around too. So. Oh yeah, easily, without a doubt, they're probably the best defense we've seen so far.
He isn't a big threat to run the ball, but he certainly can run the ball. It's pretty much like playing Brian Shore from JMU. He can run the ball if you need him to run the ball, but you don't always necessarily have designed run plays. But there are some that have been put into the game plan, I'm pretty sure, where if we lose track of him, it can hurt us. So just like any other quarterback, if they have the opportunity to run, they are going to run. But he's not a Georgia Southern where their quarterback is touching the ball 50 or 75% of the time, you know what I mean?
The UNH Wildcats will head to Stony Brook University this Saturday for a 6 p.m. kickoff. With Wildcat Productions, I'm Kayla Porcelli.